Maybe she is great.
She is not Miss
Universe.
I'm Gabi, that's Jordan.
Red flag, red flag.
I'm sure, I know I'm the villain in that story.
Hi, hello. Okay, so I picked 2 girls at my wedding.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't wait to hear about this because I actually don't know about this.
No.
But
I don't think a lot of people know about it. Except for, like, my bridesmaids and, like, some of the groomsmen and Matt.
Oh, no. Well, if you are here and you've never been here before, this is the Z-List Celebrities.
Hey, all.
And today, clearly, we're going to talk a little bit about wedding drama and doing some guessing of my proposal
and your wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently it's supposed to happen in the next week. So we're like, why don't we guess and see how much I can get right? Because I think I'm a psychic wizard that knows all.
Okay.
So, and she does know what my ring looks like.
And I do know when it's happening.
She told you. You're the first that's been told the proposal stuff. A couple of people have seen the ring.
I have not. I'm not.
You're not?
No.
You're not? What? Okay. Well, I've got lots to guess.
I'm so excited. You know what I love that, like, you're getting engaged, but I hate the people that are like, I just love love. I'm just like, shut up. Shut up.
See, no, it's not that I love situation. It's that, like, we're ready for that, like...
We've been waiting for this.
Yes.
The build-up has been real. Like, the wedding that we went to, you're like, yeah, I'm engaged already. And, like, so am I. What else can I win?
I won a photography session.
I know. Didn't you win something else, too?
No, that was it.
I thought
I was going to win more. You know,
a part of me, like, didn't want to sign up for so many because I felt bad because, like, I'm not a bride.
But you told a lot of them that. You were like, I'd love to do an anniversary shoot, like, stuff like that. You were very honest.
Well, I don't think the vendors cared that we were signing up. But I think other brides were probably like, why are you here then? Why are you taking that away?
We were there supporting Kelsey, who you've seen on this podcast before. Yeah.
And
so
the venue was pretty.
Gorgeous. White Rock Canyon, if you're a Florida local, absolutely beautiful venue. A little far out from Tampa, but...
A little hard to find if you're not directionally savvy.
Oh yeah, we're very challenged.
Yeah, because we had to make like 5 U-turns.
I got lost in the wilderness. But I will say, it's a beautiful venue. I was talking to Kelsey about this. I think you heard me talking about this, but... It's definitely not a place if you're worried about out-of-town guests because shuttling people back and forth, there's no hotels out there. It's definitely more of a venue for somebody that's local and, like, everybody's driving home after. Or if you have a ton of money to spend on shuttle services because, like, you got to get people out there.
Yeah, shuttling was an expensive expense that I wasn't prepared for. Like, getting a party bus... just for, like, a few hours in the day was really expensive.
The venues, and I'm not going to, like, talk about them now. Maybe on another episode I'll talk about, like, some of, like, what I've decided and what I'm thinking about. But the venues I've been looking at, I'm trying to make sure they're either close to places where you can get Airbnbs, especially for, like, older relatives. So, like, maybe they all get a house together. And then, like, my friends, the one that I really love the most, I would want my bridal party and a couple of my good friends to stay on property. They have, like, an on-property housing. Yeah, gorgeous. And I just think that'd be a lot more convenient, especially because all of Kyle's friends live out of town. And then all of my friends, I just want them to be able to drink and stay the night.
That was the second venue we looked at because I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah, I loved it.
It's beautiful. And I loved your venue, too. I just, and we've talked about this on the podcast as well, the show, whatever we're calling this, working for Marry Me Tampa Bay, I look at weddings all day long, and your venue, Pal Crosley, it's so freaking gorgeous, and that's the style that I like, but I've seen about 80 weddings from it, and it's now coming from a place of, can I make my vision happen there without letting other people's visions, like, wash it away for me? You know, like, I've seen too much there.
The way that I wanted it, I had never seen in photos before. Until a month before the wedding, some girl had it, and I was like, "Well, I can't change it now." But she had a live band there on a stage, so that was like you're milking.
I'm milking. No, not pregnant.
But then we didn't have the bands. We just had the DJ, so like it was a little different, but the same kind of setup. And I was like, damn, like I really thought I was being original.
The reality is no one's original, and I'm not saying I'm going to be original
it's
either.
So sad.
Like none of us are original. Everything in the wedding world has pretty much been done. Like I can sit here and say, "Oh my god, I'm doing this. I'm so unique," but like I'm not. Somebody else has done it out there. I think the key is that I needed to pick a venue where I hadn't seen anything done there, because it'll make just my mental sanity better, where I'm less judgy of like, well, she did this better, or she did that. I think I needed something that was new to me, and this is a venue that we have never featured on Marry Me Tampa Bay. And much to Anna's dismay, if she's listening out there, I hope she's not mad at me for picking not one of our vendors, but I'm hoping still a lot of our vendors will come out there and be okay with it, because it is a little not in our range for Marry Me Tampa Bay, and that's why we haven't featured it too. It's not technically in the scope of Marry Me Tampa Bay.
Pretty.
It's gorgeous. That's, if I pick that one, who knows? Maybe I'll find another one that I love absolutely.
I feel like you're committed.
I've mentally committed, but I still have not seen it in person.
Have you seen pricing?
Yes. I'm happy and comfortable with the pricing. I feel okay about that.
I think, and I hate to say this because the Paul Krausley is gorgeous, but if I were to get married again, I wouldn't have chose that venue.
Really? Okay, good to know.
Because I was really upset day of the wedding and day before the wedding.
You had that rain issue, and
And I wish there was like a venue with the same exact outside layout, but a better and bigger inside layout.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't move everything inside. It would have been split up so weird.
Oh,
and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, on the note of your wedding day and
things
the
I
drama,
would change.
Well, so tell me about these two girls that you had to kick out.
Okay, so the first one was like not even drama. It was just like weird. Okay. And I was like, okay, you should probably go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, this conversation's over. Okay, so rewind back to when I was still in the MLM. I was like kind of on my way out.
Okay.
So I wasn't doing anything.
Which
I wasn't.
one?
It works.
It works.
I forget about that one because I just bought clothes for myself like twice, and then I didn't sell anything. So I was like, I just want like real. The discounted clothes. But then I stopped liking the clothes, and I was like, this is dumb. Okay, so me and this girl, she was like in it, like drinking the juice. Like
she's committed.
Yeah. So we were like FaceTime every single day. So we were pretty good friends.
Yeah.
So I asked her to be a bridesmaid. This was like early on too.
Like close enough for bridesmaid status.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Like we talked every single day. Like FaceTime 4 times a day. It was a lot. And like she was always home. Like we just had a lot in common and she was cool. Not like the other MLM girls that are just like, you're up here. you need to come.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, like your mindset, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just want to get high. So, anyways, so me and this girl FaceTime every day. Like, we're pretty good friends. Like, we talk about our relationships and everything. So I asked her to be a bridesmaid. She said yes. And she was like, naturally. Oh my God, like, yes, of course. And then we were talking about wedding stuff. And like you said, like, you have a lot of people coming in from out of town. My entire wedding was people out of town.
Yeah. Like,
the whole thing except for maybe 5 people.
You got it.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to do something different where our entire bridal party and their significant others stay in an Airbnb.
Yes, I loved that.
I love that because
it was a great Airbnb
we were there for
too.
5 days. Everyone treated it like it was a vacation. So everyone came out for the whole week. We stayed in the Airbnb. It was the most amazing time. Some crazy R-rated things happened that I probably cannot talk about online.
I slightly know about some of those things, I feel like.
Yes. I remember like shaking hungover the next morning. Gabi, I think I'm gonna die here.
Well, and I feel like, have we talked about yet the background on, I was not at Jordan's wedding, but then I kind of was, but I kind of wasn't.
I wish you guys came to my wedding, but at that point, like,
we didn't know you yet.
We didn't know
you well. Yeah. No, for her wedding, she actually hired me to do the photography for her rehearsal dinner.
But that was like my way of like being like, I want her there because I know we're gonna be good friends, but I don't want to like, hey.
So I had a connection when we had all these stories later. Yeah, it's my in. Well, I did her rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's like the one and only rehearsal dinner I've ever taken pictures of.
Matt's dad like grilled you. It was great.
Oh god.
Because he does that with everyone. Anyways, so I'm saying, like, yeah, like, I want to stay in an Airbnb. Telling them it's a 7 or 8 bedroom Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
For 5 days, it was like 400 a person.
Oh, that's not bad.
That is so cheap. So right off the bat, the 2 girls that I kicked out had already complained about the pricing. They're like, well, that's a lot. And I'm like, okay, then go stay in a hotel for 4 days. Like, you're going to spend over $1,000.
So this girl in the MLM, is she from here?
They were both in the MLM.
Yes, but...
She's from New York.
Okay, so they don't live here either. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'd have to come. Which, I get it, you have to buy a plane ticket. But if you buy a plane ticket and then a hotel, it's still going to be more expensive than staying
like, what
at
you
Airbnb.
think that you were going to pay for her? I think people forget, and I think this is really important, especially to our listeners listening who are in the wedding phase or are friends in weddings and stuff like that. If you're in the wedding era of your life, it's important to know when you agree to be somebody's bridesmaid, it's a financial commitment. Now, obviously, as a future bride and as a past bride, you don't want your friends to be completely wiped of money. We're not trying to drain you. We're not trying to, like, ruin your life. But the reality is when you agree to be a bridesmaid, you will have financial obligations. We cannot sit here and pay for everything for you. You have to remember, yes, it's our wedding, but we're also going through a time where we're paying for so much.
Yeah.
Like, we can't afford to spot you here, spot you there. I think about that all the time, like with my bachelorette party. I am a little on the bougie side, and I do want to do something overseas.
I'm on the bougie side. You tell me it's going to be $10,000, I'm going to be there.
Well, and I love my friends that are like that, and it's been very hard for me to, like, remember some of my friends aren't like that. Yeah. And it's, like, part of me, I wish I were a fucking billionaire that could just be like, yep, it's on me. We got a private plane. Everybody just hop on. Like, I wish that were a position I was in, but I'm not. So I'm going to be very, very upfront with everybody that I ask to be a bridesmaid that, like, hey, you can be a bridesmaid as long as you can cover your dress and you can make sure you can do the wedding costs. If you feel like you can't come to the bachelorette party, that's fine. Yeah. You could still be a bridesmaid and not come to my bachelorette party. Like, I have friends, too, that work jobs that, like, they're not going to be able to just hop over to Europe. Yeah. But in the end, it's like, you have to know what you're signing up for. Like, the dresses are expensive. Like, there's just things that you do. You host bridal showers. Like, there's things that go into that. And if you're not ready to make that financial commitment, it doesn't mean that you're not a good friend to them. You just say, I think transparency is key. And I think girls really miss the transparency thing. So, and they get mad at each other.
After, like, they complained about how high the price was, I was like, okay, like, I'll try to find something that's a little cheaper. And then they asked, or this one girl asked, okay, well, we're probably not going to stay, like, the whole time. We'll probably be there, like, Friday to, Sunday after the wedding. How much would that cost be? And I was like, the same.
Because everybody's splitting
because I'm not going to ask people that are staying there for an extra night to pay an extra, I don't know, $80 to $100. Yeah. Like, I'm just not going to do that. Like, it's not fair to anyone. Yeah. So that was a red flag. The next red flag is I wanted to do a vacation bachelorette. Okay. And we were going to plan that. And then I realized, they all have jobs. The weddings are going to be expensive because they have to travel. Let's just do the bachelorette, like, 2 days before the wedding. Because we're all going to be there anyways.
Makes it easy. Yeah.
Well, before I made that decision, I put them all in a group chat and I was like, let's start, like, planning, like, a out-of-town bachelorette. Like, I don't know. Texas, Tennessee, like, just somewhere.
Just pick something.
Literally. And she messages me separately and she's like, hey, don't worry about me for planning the bachelorette. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, yeah, I probably can't go, or I probably won't go. And I was like, we haven't even planned any details yet and you're already telling me you can't go.
Like, you gotta at least give it the good old college try. Like, you gotta try and go.
So I was like, okay, like, do you want to still be in the wedding? Like, I'm just confused because you're already counting out the bachelorette party, but, like, we haven't planned.
And doesn't want to come stay with you for, like, the wedding. Like, there's just too many, like, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Then, like I said just a minute ago, then just don't be a bridesmaid. Be a guest. Yes. Be a guest. Or send a gift. We'll still love you the same. Like, just be a guest.
So then we talked about that, and she was like, yeah, well, like, I don't want to be part of, like, the planning it. I probably won't go to it. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, we have not planned a single detail, and you're like, yeah, I can't go. Meanwhile, she literally is an MLM. You could work from anywhere according to your Instagram. and you make all this money according to your fucking Instagram.
Yeah. Practice what you preach, sis.
And you're like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have time. And I'm just like, all right, you're done. Goodbye.
Okay, so here's my beef with some of that too. I don't know. I'm at a point in my life where, and I feel like we've talked about this a lot. Like, this has got to be an exhaustive conversation for everybody listening. But like, we're at a point in our lives where we're only including friendships or relationships in our life that bring value. And I can think of like 4 girls on my hand that, like, if I plan an overseas bachelorette party that can't come, that still love me very much, and they're the type of people that, like, I can't come, but I'm sending you $100 to go get drinks, or like
Fun.
would still
Love
participate,
that.
or would
Thank
still
you.
help plan. Like,
yes,
no one expects you to drop your life for a bride. No one expects that.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of, we're celebrating something so huge in our lives. Like, when you're a kid, you celebrate your birthday parties. Everybody brings a gift, and like, that's the thing. The older you get, the less you get to do that. More it becomes like, okay, you're asking for presents. That's weird. Like, you know, stuff like that. Like,
if you are over the age of 25 asking for gifts,
like asking for it.
No.
It's one thing if somebody brings you a gift, like, all of my friends are great. Like, when I had my
Bring
birthday.
me something small, like a candle.
Yeah.
I would be happy with a freaking candle.
Or, I mean, Amanda Sheridan, she just always brings me bottles of wine over.
Or that.
Fantastic.
It could be cheap, too. Like, I'm not a wine snob.
No. And it's just one of those things where it's like, gifts are great, but when after you're 25 and up, you can no longer ask for gifts. Like, that's weird.
You know what is a gift to me is if you come to my birthday party and you black out. Like, a gift for me is to watch you embarrass yourself drunk. I won't take photos. I won't tell anyone. But, like, you know between us, like, let's just get stupid.
A real life gift. Jordan brought me coffee this morning. That's a gift. That's a gift. And we've talked about this too on past episodes. My love language is gifts. So don't get me wrong. I love a gift. But, like, no one's expecting people during wedding season or your wedding period in life. We don't get to celebrate birthdays anymore like that. We don't, like, so this is a chance where we're really getting to celebrate us to a max extent that ideally you're only doing once. Like, I know people get divorced and more. I think that's the thing too, is if you have a second wedding, I'm putting way less money into that. I'm sorry. Like, it's just like
1,000%, unless you're marrying like a celebrity and like I really want to be there.
Well, it's like, if one of my friends got married a second time, I'm for sure going to go and support them, but like, we're not going
to do a gift. Honestly, I'm just not going to do it.
Well, we're not going to Nashville and spending thousands of dollars on your bachelorette party. Like, you don't get to do those things twice. That's why it's so big when you do it the first time.
I wonder if
J-Lo and her fucking second wedding to Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. She's had so many weddings. How many weddings has she had?
I don't know. It feels like 8.
Like, do you think she's having like 8 bachelorette parties?
I don't think so. I also think it's like they should have just eloped or renewed their vows or something, because like they were already married.
I told Matt, like, I for sure want us to have another wedding.
Oh,
but I want it to be like on
like a destination,
either a destination or like on a classy yacht, and just like invite all of our closest friends. Nowhere near of like what we did the first time. Well,
so for our 1-year vow renewal, there's this spot in Scotland I really am obsessed with, and I've always wanted to take Kyle, and I always like thought I wanted to get married up there, but it's just not realistic, and I do want a bigger first wedding. So for our year anniversary, we're going to go to Scotland and renew our vows there, and we were just going to invite any of our friends that want to come. Like, if you're down to go to Scotland, we're going to Scotland. If you're not down to go to Scotland, I don't care. We're already married.
I don't know why, but like I associate Scotland with like hunky men.
No, there's not really.
Like with like hunky men with like giant barbarians with like accents.
Honestly, they're all pretty scrawny, small, and like they have very high pitched voices. But
that's really sad to know.
J-Lo's been married 4 times.
I need to know if she's had 4 bachelorette parties.
I don't think she's had any bachelorette parties. I feel like celebrities don't do that.
Sophia Richie just did that. And it was like crude too. Like they had penis headbands. Like I loved it. I was like, you don't see this as like, you know, they post like the classy stuff. No, I want to see you and your friends trash with penis headbands. Drinking out of penis straws.
I've never ever, and you might be mind blown by this because I feel like you were the type that had like 6 when you were in college. I never ever like had like a fake Facebook or fake Insta or like a Finsta or like MySpace. I know like people had fake MySpace pages where they post all their trashy shit. I've never had a Finsta or a fake MySpace or a fake Facebook, and I just think that like maybe for my bachelorette party we create a Finsta that only the girls in the bridal party are on, or like only the girls that come, and then any girls that were invited that couldn't come, and we all just post stuff on there for everybody else's, like, our group's entertainment.
That'd be really funny.
A bachelorette Finsta. Because it can't go anywhere else. And that's why it has to be, like, really people you trust, because it's like, I can't go anywhere else. It's better than a group folder.
It's like 2 people.
So 2 people.
And that's not including myself.
So I just think there's tons to do with that. But okay, finish up your story. I want to know how you like ended up kicking them out.
So the first girl, like, that was it.
She just
we
like
had a
refused
text conversation.
to do it.
I wonder if I still have the text messages on my phone.
So.
The second girl, she was also in the MLM, but she kind of started. No,
okay.
She started like leaving the MLM and like stopped drinking the juice when I did, kind of. Okay, no, I literally don't, but I bet you they're on my iPad, and I'll send them to you because they're so funny. I was just like,
block her name out, and can we post them?
Yeah. And then the second one,
you heard it here. It'll be on the Instagram.
The second one, I know I have the text because I do. Because you know what I did? I screen shared my phone on my TV when listening, and we read the text messages. So this girl just
wait. Let's do this in parts. How about you're her and I'm you, or vice versa? I want to let's role play. This is gonna be fun.
So I think I told you, I wanted the champagne silk dresses or satin dresses.
Yes, satin.
Like, I was very on that trend because my wedding was basic. It's very popular. It was as basic as I am. Like, it's white with gold accents. Like, that was it. And that's what I wanted. Like, yeah, exactly. Pictures that aren't going to go out of style or I'm not going to look back and hate. So I wanted these dresses. She is a little bigger. Okay. But, like, not that much bigger. Like, she was just, like, a little thick.
Yeah.
Like, not fat by any means. So I knew which dresses I wanted, and I'll show you guys the pictures. But I put it in our group chat, and I was like, you guys can pick between these 2 dresses, whichever one you want, or whatever one you feel more comfortable in. I don't care, but it needs to be this color, and it needs to be in this material.
Yeah.
She messaged me after I sent that, and was like, are you busy? And I was like, not at the moment. And she was like, calling you. And so I don't think I answered. And then she goes, a few days later, what color do our dresses need to be? And I was like, silk champagne. And she was like, I still like this one the best. And she sent me a screenshot of a dress, not one of the ones that I sent.
Ooh, show it to me.
I don't know. I can't.
Oh, these screenshots. Yeah. Gotcha.
So I didn't respond. And then on July 4th, she goes, thanks for responding to me. And I was like, what do you mean? And she sent me a screenshot of the conversation of me not responding. And I was like, why did that need a response? Like, you were just telling me what dress you liked. And I put in the group chat the 2 dresses that I wanted.
I think that's the most annoying thing, especially when you have a group chat. There's a point to the group chat. Like, you're communicating to everybody so that you don't have to go text people separately. And when people go and, like, message you about the group chat individually, I'm like, respond in the group chat. Like, there's a group chat for a reason, because usually it's because everybody has the same question. So just ask it in the group chat so I answer it once, not 12 different times. That's so annoying.
So she was like, what do you mean? We were talking about dresses earlier that day, and then I asked about the color and went looking and then sent you those screenshots, and you never answered me. And I was like, you literally said you like those dresses. Like, that's it. And you know me, I'm not a good texter. Yeah. Like, you will text me a million times, and I'll read it and be like, haha, so funny, and then I won't respond.
She's a voice memoer.
Yes.
She just voice memos.
And half the time, I don't even like to do that. So I said, you literally said, though, that you like those dresses, and that's it. And she goes, yeah, I know, LOL, but you didn't even respond. You were unsure about dresses, and then I got the message about the other 2 dresses, so I was confused, but never mind. So then I didn't respond, because I was like, I'm not having this conversation with you. It's not your wedding. Like, no.
Yeah. It's like, you're wearing it once. I get that. I think that's the thing, too, is people that are like, well, I want a dress I'm going to wear again. You're never going to wear any of these bridesmaids dresses again. I'm sorry. And if you are, actually, the satin ones are ones that I would wear again. You can shorten them, stuff like that. But in the end, nobody really does. You're not going to wear them again. You're accepting, like I said, if you've accepted to be a bridesmaid, you are cognizantly aware that you're probably spending somewhere between, on the lowest end, $75 all the way up to $200 to $300 on a dress that you're never going to wear again. Get over it. Put it on Poshmark. I don't care. Get rid of it after. Shorten it. Wear it again. I don't care. But, like, you're committing to that.
That's what you agree to.
Or don't be a bridesmaid. Just don't.
Like,
just don't.
You have to know, like, this dress might not flatter me in the way that I was hoping it would.
Well, some people, at least, like, you pick something that I think genuinely is pretty.
Yes.
Like, it might not be pretty on all body types, but you did intentionally pick something that was pretty. A lot of brides pick something ugly on purpose. They're like, I want to be the star of the show. Nobody's looking better than me. We've had brides walk into the bridesmaid store and be like,
see, the key to that is...
It's too close to my dress. It's too, like things like that.
I wanted them to look good, but I also knew I was going to look better than them just because I knew I was, like, confident.
Yeah.
I was like, it's my wedding day. I'm going to be the hottest bitch in the room.
Yeah.
Don't look at me in a weird way because we'll make a comment. Anyways, so I didn't respond. A few days later, she goes, hey, two things, something about a hurricane. And then she goes, I wasn't trying to come off as a bitch the other day.
But I was.
And then she goes, I'm not sure if anyone else's body type, but she wouldn't feel comfortable. And I was like, okay. But we had a conversation about the dress. The dress that she liked didn't come in the right color that I was looking for. And I had to make a decision as soon as possible. Because everyone lives so far away, they would have to order it, have it shipped in, and then do alterations.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry you don't like the dress. I didn't throw this much of a fit over the dress for your wedding. It's fine. You really don't need to be in the wedding party.
Her wedding too.
I was, and the dress was atrocious. It's in my closet. It's a Bill Lefkoff, which it's a Bill Lefkoff, but it was
okay. But
it was
Bill
trashy.
Lefkoff is like one of my least favorite designers.
It was trashy.
I don't like Bill Lefkoff. If we're talking quality of dresses, my favorites, I'm going to give everybody out there listening to the list right now. If you want a classy wedding dress that's well made and absolutely stunning, but you are like paying for what you get, so it's a little more expensive, you've got Jenny Yu, hands down, best bridesmaids dress designer in the game. I've got massive beef with Haley Page, so don't come for me. Not Haley Page herself, JLM, the owners of Haley Page. They took Haley Page's name, jacked her off. She can no longer make dresses under her own name, took her Instagram away from her. JLM can suck a fat dick. This is, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, I flipped off the camera. JLM is the worst. So it's like, I don't want to support that brand anymore because it's no longer Haley Page. Haley Page, a queen, love her. She can no longer design under the name Haley Page. So if you're buying something Haley Page, it's not her, which is wild to think. But Jenny Yu's high-end, Sala, one of my absolute favorites. Gorgeous.
I don't think I've ever seen any of their dresses.
You have. You just don't realize it. They do a lot of satin, too. A lot of satin, a lot of crepe. And then my absolute, favorite, more budgety one, and by budget, I still mean it's $175, but, compared to Jenny Yu and Sala, it is budget, is Desi. Desi has really good quality. I feel like they take a little less of amount of time to get in. So when we have brides come into the bridesmaid store, for those of you listening that don't know, my best friend Tamika owns Bella Bridesmaids, and I help her a lot at the store. I do the social media for it, and so I've learned a lot about the designer world, the bridesmaids world, and when we are on a crunch, it's usually 6 to 8 weeks, no, not weeks, months, for a bridesmaid's dress to come in. From Jenny Yu and Amsala and stuff like that. Amsala and Desi can be sooner. So, when we have someone come in and they're like, the wedding's in 4 months, we're having them order Desi or maybe Amsala. Or, Two Birds, which Two Birds, can come really quickly. Yeah. So, it's Desi is a great budget one, and if you're on a time crunch. And I personally will be doing, a mix and match vibe with my girls, because I almost want them to look, we've played with the idea of making, our whole, the guests, everybody wear black, and then I'm having the girls in a color. So, then it's clear they're the bridal party, but they're all in different versions of that color. I have a jumpsuit in that category. I have a lot of fun things going on with that, texture, material, stuff like that. But half of those are Desi ones. I really love those Desi satin.
What's your beef with Bill Lefkoff?
It's just not high quality. They make their dresses really shitty.
It was a trashy dress.
Yeah.
I will literally try it on for you and be like this. My butt looks bigger, twice the size of Kim Kardashian. And I was like, no, ma'am. This needs to come off.
Bill Lefkoff's not my fave.
Yeah, so she didn't want to wear the dress. She didn't feel comfortable in it, which, okay, I get. You don't want to get spanks. Whatever. I don't really care. I need to talk about this. We're going to put the text messages down. Her wedding. So we were friends when we were in elementary school for a few years before.
Is this who signed you into the MLM?
No.
Okay.
When I moved, we did not talk probably like 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And then she joined the MLM, and I was already in it, and I was like, I know this girl. So we started talking again, and we became friends.
It's like new shared experiences together.
But, like, we were never best friends for our entire lives. And that's what she made it seem like. Like, we've been best friends since we were this age. And I'm like, no, we were good friends when we were little. All this time has passed. We're two completely different people now. We're not still best friends. Yeah, we're friends, but we're not best friends. My first red flag is she already had her entire bridal party picked out because they planned an original wedding that was supposed to happen when COVID hit.
Okay.
And she got into a fight with a girl who was her maid of honor.
Okay.
Or not her maid of honor, her bridesmaid.
She was kicked her bridesmaid, not okay.
Yeah, kicked her out. Was like, Jordan, do you want to be my bridesmaid?
So you were already a replacement bridesmaid.
Yeah. Okay. It gets better. Few months go by. And she's messaging me, and she was like, I just feel like you've done so much more than, like, my maid of honor has done, and, like, you're just, like, doing all this stuff. Like, I would rather have you as my maid of honor than her cousin, who is her maid of honor.
She asked you to be her maid of honor.
What am I supposed to say? No?
This sounds really reminiscent, and I'm going to be, like, very careful what I say here, but this sounds very reminiscent about the girl that you know quite well that I talk about that invited me to her wedding week of, like...
So, I was like, yeah, sure. So at this point, like, I've already replaced her cousin as a maid of honor, and then she moved her cousin down to bridesmaid.
Did her cousin freak out, or do you think her cousin didn't want to be maid of honor, and she's like, "Yes, take it off my hands"?
I genuinely don't know. But so they had to like move out their wedding a long time, so they decided to have like a little small wedding.
Okay.
I was never going to be able to go to this wedding, so I like told her that. She was like, "Okay." Last minute, I was able to go, so I like flew in to surprise her, which my plane ticket was not cheap.
Okay,
like over $500 to go from Florida to upstate New York.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a dress to like. I didn't have my dress with me, so I was like, I'm okay with just like sitting on the side and like just watching the wedding. I get to the wedding, I surprise her. It's super fun. Her husband's like in on it. It was super cute.
Aww.
And after the wedding, they had their reception. Do you know what Delmonico's is?
It sounds really familiar.
It's like steakhouse.
Okay. I was going to say winery, so like we were on the same page.
Yeah, no, but... it's not a place I would have a wedding reception, but I think they just wanted everyone to like go out to eat afterwards.
Well, especially post-COVID.
Which is like fine. Like we'd go out to eat. So I'm a maid of honor at this point. So I'm still sitting with the bridal table, right? The groom's mom comes over. And she's like, I'm gonna like pay for everyone like in the bridal party like for their food. And we're like, okay, like thank you. And she's like, not you.
And what did you say?
I was like, okay.
Why did she say that?
I don't know.
She never like gave you a reason?
No, I just don't think she likes me. Or ever did like me. But yeah. So she said that.
You can't do that.
And
you're
I was
an adult. Like,
I was like, all right, that's it. Like, okay, cool. So the bridesmaid who was sitting next to me was like, I'll pay for your drinks. And I was like, thanks, girl. So she paid for my drinks. I paid for my food. That was like, I don't know, like $60 a plate, which is cheaper than normal. But I was like, girl, I just flew here to surprise you. And then your
if I were that bride, I would have been like, that's absolutely unacceptable. If you're going to offer to pay for everybody's, you pay for everybody's. She wasn't
standing there, but like the groom was.
Well, then
and like
should have said,
no one at the table said anything.
Control your mom.
Anything.
Oh, yuck.
And I was like, red flag.
I would be embarrassed to be married to that man. Ew.
I absolutely adore him.
Okay.
Because I grew up going to basketball camp with him every summer, and we have like we had fun times together. Like he's chill. His wife
would say something to your mom.
I don't know.
See, I don't know. I just don't respect that. Like that's like something like you need to stand up to your parents.
It was like at that point I was like, okay, like our friendship is not valued enough, and I'm kind of over it at this point. And
so you were out the door.
I was out the door at that point because I was like, this is kind of dumb. And then the whole dress thing, and then the complaining about the Airbnb price, and then just like starting to complain about everything. And I was like,
did you just ask her like, are you sure you want to do this?
Well, we had a conversation in the text messages about like our friendship, and she was like, I can't believe you're gonna throw like 14 plus years of friendship out the drain. And I was like, no, we need to clarify something. We were friends when we were younger. There was a 10-year break, and we became friends 2 years ago.
So it's more like 4 years.
Yes. I was like, you talk to me as in, like, you demean me, and I'm just, like, over it. And I think this was in a time where I was, like, kind of transitioning in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm done letting people walk all over me. I'm done being the girl that's, like, down with, like, everything. Like, I'm gonna be myself. And if you don't like me, then you don't like me. Because I'm very aware that, like, I could be a lot sometimes. And if you're not okay with that, or you don't like me when I'm at those, like, crazy moments, then we're probably not going to be friends.
I think, well, they say it all the time, and it's cliche, and I'll repeat it again. Weddings show you who your real friends are.
Yes.
Like,
1,000%.
If you can't prioritize at least making the effort to come to my wedding, especially if you're not a bridesmaid and you're just a guest, if you can't, I'm very excited for this chapter. Like, it's scary, but I'm excited for this chapter because I have a lot of friends from college that I still sporadically talk to. They say that we're really good friends. This is it. This is your proving choice.
Yeah.
None of them have come to visit me since moving to Florida. None of them make that effort. Let's see if
off
they do.
Of that topic, I saw a TikTok the other day of some girl that was like, I was the friend who, like, moved to Florida so, like, all my friends could visit, but I've been here for 5 years, and the only time I've seen them is the 2 days that I go home a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is proving, because I have friends that do that. Some of my bridesmaids have done that. Like, and I get it, one of my bridesmaids just finished her master's degree, so she didn't have time. But, like, now that she's finished, she's like, I want to come down at this time and this time. Nil comes down to visit me all the time. She comes out for my birthday every year. She's been here for my birthday
Nil has
every
my heart.
year since I have moved here. I go there all the time. And it's just, like, such, like, a giving and taking relationship that, like, it's healthy. I have friends that are, like, never even asked to come visit. And I'm like,
And here's the thing, because, like, relationships, it's weird depending on where you are, places like that, but, like none of my Arizona friends have really visited me at all, let's be honest. Like, they haven't, and I love them, and I'm hoping that there's a change here. Honestly, they've been fortunate and lucky enough that my parents just bought a house there, so I'm there, so I still see them. Otherwise, I'd never see them. I saw all of my friends last year in the van, because I went everywhere, so I got to see everybody. So this is the turn, like, it's now my turn for people to start showing up for me this year. And if people don't start showing up, like, we're going to see some ties cut. Like, if you're invited and you don't show up to this wedding, we're probably not going to be friends anymore. Like, that's where I'm at.
I'm, like, very picky now of who I'm letting into my life and who is going to see different parts of my life, because I don't, like, it's hard for me to trust people. And I think I talked about this on the podcast, because my best friend in the entire world, the second I broke up with my boyfriend, she, like, swooped in. And I was like, at that point, I did not trust any girls. So it's hard for me to get close to girls, but I feel like since moving to Tampa, I'm like, okay, girls here seem way more genuine. But then there's girls that I meet, and I'm just like, I know right off the bat, I will never trust you. Like, I just don't even want to pursue that friendship.
I really like a conversation that we had yesterday. We were at an event, and I had a conversation with 2 girls that I'll leave unnamed because I don't know if they want me sharing it. But we were talking about how she was like, it's really weird because in the social media world, we go to these events and we almost, like, kind of pretend that we're all friends with each other. And she was like, I've almost gotten to a point where, like, she's like, I've made my good friends in the social media world, but now we're getting to a point where, like, we've made them, we're good with our good friends, and, like, there's no need to keep pretending that we're, like, besties with other people. And I'm starting to learn who I want to be my bestie and who I don't, and I don't have to invite everybody to everything and stuff like that. But I do think the kicker is out-of-town friends and, like, that adult friendship. I mean, a perfect example, and people go all the time, they're like, oh, well, so my very best friend Jordan, not this Jordan, but the other Jordan.
Excuse me, ma'am.
New York Jordan.
I am New York Jordan.
I know, it's very awkward.
She lives in New York City.
She lives in New York City. I met her because she's born and raised Tampa. So, like, all the time people are like, oh, yeah, well, like, you guys are all you're still such good friends because she just comes home all the time. Because she is a homebody. She loves her family. She comes home a lot. And I'm like, I see why people say that. Because, like, I go to New York all the time to see her. Yeah. And then she comes home a lot.
We're going to be in New York in, like, 3 weeks.
We're going to see her in 3 weeks. And then on top of that, she also has gone on so many trips with me. So, like, I travel with her all the time, stuff like that. She was my one and only friend. No, that's not true. I lied. Sorry, Brienne. I love you. I had 2 girlfriends visit me in the van. When I started that process, everybody was like, I'm coming to visit you. I'm coming to visit you. None of them except for Bree and Jordan. And Jordan came for a fucking month. She sat in that van with me and slept in that van with me for a month. Bree came for a week because that's when she could get off work, and I love her every day for it. Like
that's still a long time.
We went all over Montana and Wyoming and Idaho to so fun.
Where we're moving.
Or Utah. What?
Our future home is in Montana.
Yes. Yeah. But so anyways, it was one of those things where like people are like, oh well, Jordan, it's one-sided because you go to New York all the time, but Jordan just comes to see you, but she's coming home, so it's like that's not really actually. It's still a one-sided friendship. I've had somebody say that to me, and I was like, here's the difference. Jordan comes home, tells me she's coming, and literally makes sure that no matter what, I'm on the docket to be seen at least once or twice.
I love that you just said docket.
I almost went to law school.
So I'm like, I never hear someone say docket.
I say docket all the time. But then again, I've worked for so many lawyers, and I feel like that's just like...
Yeah.
But no, she does. She makes sure I'm on the schedule. The schedule. But like, even so, like, she's coming into town next week, and she's only here for 2 days, and she's technically going to a wedding in Orlando. So she's pit stopping at home to see her family.
Okay.
But like, I'll either be invited over to hang out with family, or like, I'm prioritized. So who cares that, okay, she's coming home to see her family? It's about the priority. It doesn't have to be going across seas to see each other. It's the priority level, you know? And I feel like people don't get that. They're like, oh, well, it's still one-sided. I'm like, it's not. It's really not. Like, they're not comparable. Jordan lived in a van in a month for a month. People who don't. They just don't. I can't handle it. But anyways, I'm glad that she was not part of your wedding.
Yeah, we had like a really bad falling out. We haven't talked since. There's been times where I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could tell her this. But then I'm like, I could never be in a friendship like that again. Like, I just felt used, walked all over. Like, I was like a pet almost. It was weird. And then Matt didn't like her. Matt hated her from the first time he met her. So that's like a red flag there.
Boys know. I need to know, ma'am, why is your tongue blue? Stick your tongue out.
I had a ring pop.
You had a ring pop?
Yeah.
What are you, 12?
I love ring pops. Matt proposed to me with a ring pop.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, the ring was inside.
Oh, cute. Mm-hmm. That's cute. Okay, well, don't say too much because we're supposed to talk proposal stories soon. Well,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Rewind.
Okay, wait, hold on. Now we need to... We've been talking about me for too long. We need to talk about your proposal.
Okay, so we know it's happening next week. Clearly. Okay. Because it's Sunday. So unless it's happening tonight, it's happening next week. Jordan knows, so like, she's going to have to be real quiet over there.
I have been quiet. I haven't said anything. I haven't given any
How long
clues.
have you known?
What time is it? About 24 hours.
Oh, so he told a lot of you guys at the event we were at yesterday, didn't he? Because...
I wasn't told at the event. I heard after. Okay. Matt told me.
Oh, Matt told you. So he told Matt. I think he's told Britt.
Yeah.
He hasn't told Tamika or... So, I don't know. So, should we guess the ring first or the proposal first?
Guess the ring first.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
I've heard great things from my friends. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's rose gold band. Okay. Our thing is pearls. People can love it. People can hate it. I don't really care. I love pearls. This necklace is from him. It's got a rose gold chain. That's why I'm thinking rose gold ring. I feel like it's a double stone. I feel like it's a diamond next to a pearl. Like, you know how everybody's doing that double ring now? I think it's a double. And I think there's a pearl and I think there's a diamond. I don't know the shape of the diamond. I cannot guess. Like, when I visualize it, it's either going to be round and round next to each other, or it's going to be, like, more of an oval or a teardrop, maybe, next to the round. I don't know.
Is there any ring that you would be, like, if you were obviously not?
I fucking hate halos. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for every woman in America that I just offended that got their ring from 2009 to 2015. But, like, I fucking hate halos.
It's on the level of mermaid dress for me.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do halos. No halos for me. But for the right girl, I'm sure it's beautiful. I just...
I almost just made a comment that we probably would have lost subscribers.
I can't do halos.
Keep that in.
I don't love silver, but I'm not against silver. Like, if it looks right, I'm fine with silver. I'm more of a gold jewelry gal. So gold or rose gold?
I love gold jewelry, but I didn't want my ring to be gold.
That's fair. I feel like silver is very classic engagement. I just don't wear enough silver that then it's just going to be like, okay, you have silver on this hand and then you've got gold everywhere else. Like, it would have been weird. I think that someone told me yesterday, they're like, ew, rose gold for an engagement ring is ugly. And I went, you can suck a dick. I don't really care. I think rose gold would be pretty. If you didn't do it, that's fine. I guess. Yeah.
They're probably really basic.
So no halos. I'm hoping it's not silver, but like I said, if it looks pretty, I don't think it's gonna bother me. I won't mind. Yeah. I don't want to say like anything bad because what if it turns out and then I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
You ruined it. It's a halo.
He knows better. No, I only have feelings of what I don't want to feel towards it. I don't want it to feel basic. In a lot of aspects of my life, I'm very basic. We all know that. I've got this lovely little seeing eye glass with my very basic Starbucks in it. But, like, I don't want it to be basic. I don't want it to be something that everybody has. Like, I think that's the key to it. Is, like, engagement rings are, like, supposed to be so special and, like, nothing like you've ever had before. And, like, you only get this diamond, like, once in your life kind of vibe. So, like, why would I want mine to look like everybody else's? I think that's my kicker. I want it to be very, very different. And I'm getting a little nervous because the 3 people that have seen it, their immediate responses to me were like, oh my God, Gabi, it's so classy. And not that I don't want it to be classy, but when I hear classy, I think classic. No. And that's boring to me.
No, it's not classic.
Okay. You said classy too.
I said different, but classy. Did you try it on? Different. No, it's not gonna fit my fingers. Are you kidding? It fit like my pinky.
She's actually the only one that's seen it in person. Everybody else has seen it over FaceTime.
Probably because I like threatened him last time I was here and I was trashed and I was like, I need to see the ring. And he's like, you're drunk.
It's like, pull it together.
I need you to settle.
Relax. He's such a chill dude.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. It's really pretty.
I'm excited. So
it's like
we're gonna stitch at the end of this the results.
Okay, but I want to know when you think he's gonna do it. How do you think he's gonna do it? Time of day.
Okay, so I'm throwing out all my theories, and he's not in the house right now, so he can't hear us, which is great because I have a lot of theories. No, he went to the gym. Gym. We're safe. Okay, here's my theories. Jordan Valdez, New York, Jordan, has basically threatened to slit his throat if she doesn't get to photograph it. Okay. Very convenient. The next weekend, she's in town for a wedding. Now, she tried to call me the other day and be like...
I don't think he knows that she's coming.
Yeah, he does. Oh, he knows. And he's talked to her.
Because we just had a conversation about it.
He knows.
Okay. Continue.
He's not going to tell you everything, too. You know?
I know most of it.
Okay. Well, I do think that... So, Jordan originally told me she was coming to town Thursday. Okay. And then all of a sudden, magically, 2 days later, after Kyle has shown everybody, like, the ring and told everybody he has it, oh, well, the wedding's not till Monday. I'm not coming till Saturday. So she changed the date on me. Okay. Which seems a little red flaggy to me. Like, I was like, you went from, like, you didn't change your flight. Jordan's not a type to change your flight. I'm, like, trying not to say anything. Don't say anything. It's so hard. This is me guessing. My glasses. Yeah, I won't look at you. I'll look at the camera. So I think Jordan will end up being there to photograph it. Or if Jordan's not there, he'll have a photographer. I'm hoping he has a videographer because I feel like I'm going to black out and I'm not going to remember what he said. And I want to know what he said. So, like, if he doesn't have a videographer, you should tell him to find one. Because I want to be able to know. Take notes. Because I just feel like I'm going to black out. You know, like, did you black out? Yes. I hear that everybody just blacks out.
I think I stopped breathing. I was like... And then I said the worst thing you could ever say.
What did you say?
Because I was so nervous, and I genuinely did not expect
Wait, don't tell me. We have a whole proposal episode.
Oh, fuck.
Stop telling. So this...
Teaser!
Actually, you know what we should do is instead of stitching at the end of this episode the results, we'll just put it in the engagement episode. So you're going to have to listen to a whole nother episode. You're going to have to wait a week. Let's make them wait. I have to wait a week. They have to wait a week.
Okay, fine.
Anyways, so I do think that there'll be some kind of documentation of it because he knows that that's just like my world. And I'm just such a memories gal. I want the pictures. I want like the crying face. I don't care if I look bad, like crying. I don't want to look ugly, but like, you know, a cry face. I think there'll be video. He said that my parents aren't coming, but I'm not fully convinced.
Okay.
I don't know. I know he's asked my dad's permission. I'm not fully convinced that my parents won't be there. But I'm also kind of like, I don't think he lied about that. So maybe not that. I know he keeps putting an emphasis on our friends being there. And I told him that that wasn't crazy important to me. Like, if it makes it too hard, because I know it's like a lot to strategically like plan. I told him it's fine. But I feel like he's really stuck to that idea, which makes me think that you all are involved somehow.
I wasn't invited.
You weren't invited.
No.
Now I feel like she's playing with me, like she might be joking.
I swear I was not invited.
Well, then maybe it's not. I don't know. I actually don't have a lot of guesses. I do think whatever he does will be aesthetic. I think once we start driving that way, I won't be surprised. Like, I'll know it's coming, but I won't know what it is, you know?
Okay.
I don't know.
Where do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I don't think he would do the beach because that feels really cliche and like sandy.
It's so sandy.
So sandy.
It sounds like I
The
need
beach,
to take my
sandy?
car to be
What?
vacuumed.
Yeah. The beach, sandy, weird. I just had a thought. It could be up at my uncle's house just because like there's so much space to do things. If he has like something wild that he's doing or a setup, there's a lot of space to that. It could be something like that.
Huge space.
Oh yeah, they have a farm. Well, I love how we call it a farm, but it's really just property. It's just a farm. There's no animals.
There's a dog, right?
Well, yeah, there's 2 dogs, but my uncle does stand on the roof and shoot deer in the woods, which is the most
I've seen the animals on his walls.
redneck thing ever.
There's a giant alligator.
I love it. I
have a photo of it because I was like, this is sick.
I came over the other day and he was like, I'm gonna go stand on the roof and shoot some things, and I went, have a good time. Love it. Love Uncle John. So I could see like that property just because like there's a lot of space. I could see him trying to pull something off here at home just because he thinks I wouldn't expect it. Because he thinks that that's not extravagant enough for me. I don't know. I really don't know. I know he wouldn't do a cliche dinner. We're not like doing like restaurant proposals. Like that's not gonna happen.
That sounds
horrible.
Dreadful.
Horrible. I have no idea, honestly. Like, I thought I had an idea, but I don't.
The ring in the champagne glass.
Ew.
That sounds.
Or like in your food and then you accidentally eat it. That's my nightmare.
It's like, oh my god! Like, how do you react to that?
You kick their ass because you almost damaged your ring. That's how.
You just like chomped on it.
Let's talk about things that Kyle's done this week that really bothered the shit out of me.
Shoot, go.
When he got the ring back from the jeweler, because he had to send it back because it wasn't the right size, he wore it on his pinky all day long.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice.
Were you telling me?
And at the end of the day, he goes, I've been wearing your ring all day and you just didn't notice. And he's like, I just wanted to prove a point that you weren't observant. I was like, you're telling me you ran around with my beautiful engagement ring, wearing it, just shooting the shit, and you could have ruined it. What are you doing? He was like, I just wanted to see if you noticed. Sir.
I love how you didn't notice.
I am really unobservant. He didn't need to prove that point. I already knew it. But like, I'm in my own bubble. I wish I weren't that way. I'm just like, when I zone in on something, I'm zoned in, and like that's why I don't like people outside distracting me. Like I get mad because he'll like want to come over and like mess with me, and I'm like, I'm working. Like
it scared me. Whatever that light was.
It was a car driving by.
Excuse me, you know we're filming.
How rude. But anyways, yeah. I don't have a lot of guesses about the proposal. I know like things that would or should be there, which is photographers, videographers. I know he'll make sure I look good. I'm not worried about that. I don't want to look bad. I don't have to be dressed to the nines. I don't need to be in a white dress. I don't need to be like frou-frued out. But like, I need to look okay.
Hot take. I don't like girls who get proposed to in white dresses.
Oh.
Hot take.
I have a lot of white dresses. You might want to tell Kyle.
I feel like you're going to wear that on your wedding. Wear something
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like you're going to be proposed to.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to wear bright red.
Okay. Or just black.
Black. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't. But every day I'm itching. It's bittersweet because like I wanted to hurry up and get here. But if it's towards the end of Kyle's stay here and then Kyle leaves and goes off to work because Kyle works overseas, then it means I'm closer to Kyle leaving.
Is he leaving on Sunday? Is that when he leaves? He's leaving on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, if it's going to be towards like the end of the week, I want that to come quicker because I'm excited. But the other half of me is like, I don't want that to come too quick because then it's like, then he's leaving.
So are you going to do your nails?
They are done.
Well, I know, but like, are you going to redo them or are you going to leave them like that?
No, I asked him which nails he wanted me to put on yesterday or 2 days ago, and these are the ones we picked because he doesn't want anything sparkly. He's like, don't take away.
Yeah, no.
And then he really likes my purple ones that are matte like this. This is what we're working with. They're just like pale pink matte. He likes the purple ones, but I'm out of them, so it is what it is. I also have a blue matte one that I could do, but
I had nails I was gonna bring you that I didn't like when I got them.
Which ones?
I don't know. Oh, I got them from Target.
What are you got?
Oh, this is terrible.
What's
this
happening?
this nail polish I bought that I thought was gonna be cute. Look at that.
Wait, now you have to show your nails. Look at her thumb.
Oh, you can't even see the texture.
Here, hold on.
Go like this. I've seen people do this, right? A little bit.
Yeah, it's like bad. I bought this nail polish. I thought it was gonna be super cute from Target, but it ended up just being like cheap shit.
Yucky.
So,
well, those are my guesses. You've given no yay or nays.
I can't. So,
I wish my friends were a
but
little bit more loose-lipped.
I'm not, but I'm very excited to just before and after, like what you thought it was versus what it is.
Am I somewhat on right tracks?
I can't tell you that.
I'm gonna throw a giant temper tantrum. Like a huge one.
Okay. Well,
like a baby.
Goodbye.
We should get off the air for that. Thanks for joining us.
See you next week.
You will see the results of that in our engagement episode.
And
then she can finally actually tell her engagement story episode.
There was no planning to it though.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.